This module on involving skills is a review of much that went before. Your involving skills are an ongoing technique for turning on your people. Successful produce managers practice it every day, all day long, until it becomes second nature to them. Do you think we could add a bumper or a waterfall to this display and increase sales without hurting customer traffic?
Well, yeah, I think we're having a big sale on these.
But you've got to work at it. You've got to think about it. Here's a manager letting the opportunity to turn his people on slip away.
Look, the Florida citrus growers are having a contest. It's something to do with a display. Anyway, no, that's not it. It's a display contest. So what we'll do is we'll build a display out of 4-pound juice oranges. All right. Take a picture of it, send it in. And, you know, that'll be it. I mean, it's no big deal, but maybe we can do something, all right?
I worked for a produce manager that made me feel like I was part of a team before, and I wanted to come to work, and I wanted to get the job done, and I was more up and energetic, motivated, and was just paying attention to all the details as well as the overall operation.
One of the best places to involve clerks is at a produce department meeting. I hold one every week. I'd recommend it to all of you. A good department meeting meets the need of associates to belong. It turns on associates by involving them more directly in the department's operation, enables the associates to grapple with and therefore understand the problems, opportunities, and challenges that the department is dealing with. It provides a living demonstration of the kind of work environment or culture that the produce manager wants in his or her department all the time.
A good atmosphere at a meeting is when you're not the only one talking, that you're communicating with your employees and your employees are communicating back with you. That's a good meeting.
Just like any other type of communication, your preparation for a department meeting and your follow-up are as critical as the meeting itself. In most successful departments, the produce manager will make sure that his or her meeting is held at least once a week and is no more than 30 minutes long. It's a good idea for meetings to roughly follow the same agenda. Report on the department's performance, 5 minutes. Plan for next week's performance, 5 minutes. Reactions to performance, 5 minutes. A problem-solving discussion in which clerks can participate and give their input about an issue chosen by produce executives, the produce manager, or even the store manager, 15 minutes. Report on action taken regarding prior discussions and suggestions, 5 minutes. Questions and answers and suggestions about department concerns and problems for future sessions, 5 minutes. It's necessary for the produce manager to first prepare the agenda, second, to make sure he has written in the past and planned performance data on some kind of accountability chart, third, to prepare himself to report on action taken regarding prior meetings, and fourth, to assemble all the data and other material he needs to deal with the current topic, which could be anything from improving receiving to improving attendance, from improving customer service to improving merchandising display techniques. Obviously, preparation for an effective meeting includes figuring out how to keep the associates motivated during the week between meetings. A department of unhappy, unmotivated associates is not going to be able to hold an effective meeting.
I get involved myself. Me getting involved shows them that I have an interest in it and that they should be interested in whatever we're doing.
And now for the meeting itself. Remember, it's an involvement meeting, not an announcement meeting. Limit management participation to no more than 20 to 30% of the meeting. The meeting provides you with the opportunity to practice all of your management skills, organizing skills, delegating skills, Phil, your suggestion about the strawberries is a good one. I think that's something for you to do today. Motivating skills, including building upon the need to belong, the need for praise. Well, I've got some good comments for everybody in general this week, especially Phil here. You're really starting to fit in as part of the team here, Phil. We appreciate the good work. And Dan, that idea you came up with for the banana display, that's an outstanding idea, and I think you did a really good job with it. And the need to be supportively challenged. Len, you know, you did such a good job with that display out there. It had really helped increase citrus sales. I'll bet you if you set your mind to it, you could come up with some other ideas like that for other sections of the department. Why don't you give it some consideration and give me whatever feedback you can on it. Constructive discipline skills. I've been receiving some complaints lately about clerks in the produce department not being in proper attire for working out on the produce floor. And we all know what the proper attire is. From now on, anybody who shows up without the proper clothing, I'm afraid I'm going to have to send them home for that day. So keep that in mind. Communicating skills. I thought I might pass them on to some of you. For example, asparagus is going to be real cheap next week. That means we've never had an opportunity to sell it at this kind of a price. And certainly involving skills. So I'm open to whatever suggestions I can get on the subject. If anybody wants to see me about it later, if you come up with any ideas during the course of the day, please just let me know, because I could use your help. Let's watch an effective meeting. The produce manager quickly reviews the agenda, reviews past performance, and reviews planned performance. Then reactions to the data are solicited and listened to. I noticed apple sales are really down this week. Len, you were working over by the apple display. Is there anything going on over there? Any reason why? Notice how intently the produce manager is listening. Notice his body language. Now look at how clearly the body language of the associates demonstrates their commitment and involvement in the process. Now for the participatory problem-solving discussion itself. Here are some guidelines to ensure its effectiveness. Always be quick to relax people by sharing your feelings, by getting them to laugh, or by getting them warmed up by asking them a question that they'll enjoy answering. Let them know by what you say and by your body language that you're truly and completely interested and respect what they have to say. You know, it seems to me we're taking a heck of a lot more time lately putting the load away, and I was wondering if anybody has any ideas about how we could speed things up.
I have an idea. Maybe the first person that comes in that unloads a truck, they can put the whole load right in the cooler, and that'll save us more traveling time.
That's a good idea. That's great. Yeah, I'll make a note of that, Dan. Thanks. Remember, if you say this, but your body language says this, you'd do better not to hold the meeting at all. Draw everyone out. Everyone. The shy ones, the insecure ones, the new people. You never can tell where that fresh, new, creative idea is going to come from. At the end of the session, come to conclusions. Make decisions. Decide on the next action steps to take, and give out assignments. Then, report on action taken as a result of prior meetings. Close the meeting by asking for new topics. Before we leave, I'd just like to find out if there's anything that anybody would like to bring up they think we ought to talk about now, or maybe at the next meeting. Any questions you have? Following up is critical. Make things happen. Anything you said or inferred would happen, make sure it happens. Your reputation and your credibility will suffer if you don't. And your entire department morale or culture is really a direct reflection of what your associates think about you. Make sure anyone not at the meeting is kept informed about what happened through written minutes and by someone who was at the meeting filling them in. Assign these briefing sessions by name so that you're sure all of your associates feel involved. Remember, the primary goal of the meeting is involvement, not necessarily new solutions to problems. The involvement of your associates in the problem-solving process will so motivate your associates that your payoff will come in all areas of your operation. While the meeting is a weekly event, the involving process must go on every day, all over your department.